Hello again, my dear friends. I hope you had a good coaching session this morning and managed to be both direct and use powerful questioning. Well, there's one thing I would like to cover with you on the last day, and it's not really a part of the curriculum, but I think it's an interesting aspect to take. So what I want to discuss with you now is around responsive coaching, that's one, and group coaching. Responsive coaching is something I borrowed from a friend of mine, Julie Starr, an executive coach from England. And I took it from a book she wrote a couple of years back called Brilliant Coaching for the Workplace. In her book, she talks about this responsive coaching as a way for a manager to coach his employee, or peer coaching. But when I think about us as coaches, I've told you before, and I just want to remind you that when we learn coaching, it affects us not only in the situation where we are coaching, but also just the way we are, because when we meet people, we tend to ask a lot more questions, and we sort of stick to the role of coaching in our daily lives more than we used to. I sometimes joke that I have coaching socks. One of my socks I put on in the morning is always my coaching sock. So a part of me throughout the day is always a bit around coaching. It's just a joke I tell my kids because they don't like me always asking questions instead of giving them the answer they need. But responsive coaching is about when you meet someone and he has a challenge. You could coach him in a couple of minutes. It doesn't always have to be a coaching session. Responsive coaching, meet someone and you just want to take the coaching approach for a short dialogue, but based on the basic principles of coaching. So the first thing we bear in mind when we meet someone who approaches us maybe with a challenge or a question or an issue they want an answer for, we seek to understand. We seek to understand what the issue is about. We look for the key facts. We check if it's a problem or might there be an opportunity within the problem, as there often is. Are you hearing a part of the story, or are they telling you the whole story? Is it noise or is it important? These are good questions to get a deeper understanding. And the next thing we do in these situations is to focus on the potential of the other person. Like, does she has what it takes to find her own solutions instead of you just giving the answers? So what we do, we evaluate each situation on its own. Then obviously we use questions instead of answers. And we encourage people not to take necessarily the easy way out. And as in a coaching situation, we look for the options in the situation. And the third thing we do, of course, is to encourage action. How does done look like? Have you heard that before? Where is it best to start? Who can assist you in the process? And if you want to push him or her a little bit, you ask for when you're going to see the results. I mean, I just wanted to share this with you because I really like it as a leadership model, but it's also a way to respond to someone who comes seeking for answers or advice. takes only a few minutes, and you are using the coaching methodology and creating more value than you would if you would just give the answer or the advice. So this is what I call, or Julia calls responsive coaching. But the last thing I want to share with you is about how we can use what we have been learning now for the last 7 days together, including today, how we can use the Ocean model, the coaching approach, to coach teams or groups. If I remember correctly, you can log group coaching sessions as long as the groups are not bigger than 8 people or 8 persons. Then you can log it onto your log file. But there isn't really much to there isn't really a big difference between the coaching approach that we have been using so far and the coaching approach when you are coaching groups, because the process is the same. But there is a lot more work on the coach in these situations, because the coach is controlling the process. He is controlling who has the permission to speak and not to speak. I advise you to limit the voice to one voice at a time, so people ask to be heard. And it's very important when you're group coaching to collect the information and feed it back on regular basis, so you are like collecting all the opinions that are coming to the table, and it's your role as a coach to actually to have an overview and help the team or the group to keep the overview of all that is being told, everything that's going on in the group. But the process is the same. The coach is controlling the process from the beginning to an end. One is speaking at a time. You also have to, as a coach, to be aware of that everyone is participating, because as it is in most groups, some people like to talk more than others, but they don't necessarily have the I mean, they might have the loudest voice, but they are not necessarily the people who are adding the most value to the discussion. So the coach must also ensure that everyone's voice is being heard. So it is the same process as I told you. There is a very clear contract in the beginning, and you should include all the participants in the contract. So the whole group is very clear about what success looks like in the end. So the contract, then the exploring phase, and then down to action. I mean, it's exactly the same process. So collect, combine, and feedback on regular basis what you are hearing. And I would like to challenge you to take a round of group coaching now in 2 groups. If you are 8, no, I don't know how many you are down there now. If you are 8, you should split yourself up to 2 groups. But if you're less than 8, you might actually work with 7. But I would like you to take 30 minutes of group coaching with 10 minutes feedback. You should take turns in leading the group, meaning one person takes the role of the contracting, maybe 1 or 2, depending on the number, will take care of the exploring phase. 1 or 2 will take care of the actions and defining the goals. And the last person will take care of the new insight. So the first one connects the group together. The second last is responsible for the goals and actions. The last is responsible for the oops, I made a mistake here. Sorry. The second last is responsible for the goals and actions, and the last is responsible for the new insight, as I told you before. I'm sorry, I did a mistake here, not for the first time. And the ones in the middle, they take care of the exploration phase. And the topic is really valuable for me in the sense that I just graduated a group in Ireland last Saturday, and in that group I had one from the States, one from South Africa, two from Spain, two from England, and three from Northern Ireland. You are the second group now in South Africa, and hopefully we'll have a new group in October. Another thing is that I have now two groups in Iceland that have graduated, so I would assume that just my students at the end of the year will be close to maybe 70, 80 people. So what I would like you to take a look at today is how you or the group or we as a whole could create a valuable international network of coaches, sort of alumni group, and how we could, how a network like that could create positive internal and external impact. What I'm trying to say here is, how can we benefit together on an international scale by having access to one another and sharing with one another learnings. I'm not going to give you many ideas. It's an interesting fact, and I think there might be a lot in it to have access to so many people in so many different areas of the world. And these are people from all levels of what do you say, both education and I mean, we've got some executives there, we've got some social workers, we've got some TV producers, we have facilitators, we have teachers, I mean, name it, people from all over from all status, all age, and all over the world. So how can we make value of that, both for ourselves and also for maybe the larger perspective? Can we do some good in the world, for example? So I'm gonna leave you with this for now. I really don't know what to say more about the group coaching. I think it's pretty clear how it goes on, but Renee will help you to facilitate this. I will try to phone you at 4 o'clock, but I don't know how my status will be. I don't know if I'll be still in the hospital or if I will have gotten home. If I will not hear from you again today, I really wish you the best, not only for the rest of the day, but also for the coming months and years, because you have what it takes. You have everything it takes to be an exceptional coach. So I really wish you the very best in your coaching for the upcoming semesters. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with you. We will see each other the latest in October, but hopefully before. I'm planning to do some refreshers online. I will let you know when that happens, hopefully within a few months. I will send you updates if I find some good stuff I would like to share with you. I will obviously do that. But until then, I really wish you the best of time. And this is my message to you now. Da, 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 da. And these are for the ladies, these three here. Enjoy yourselves, and I say goodbye for now. I might actually hear from you today, but I cannot promise anything. Bye bye.